Back to episode 2. Jungkook and his mother arrived at the private hospital where the procedure for the surrogate would take place. His secretary Hobie and Taehyung had arrived earlier so that Taehyung could prepare himself. Mrs. Jeon, Jungkook, where is Minji? His mother asked, her eyebrows furrowing as they sat in the director's office. Their room where the scheduled was just next door. JK, I'm not sure, mother. I will call her. Jungkook replied, standing and pulling his phone from his pocket. He stepped further away from his mother before dialing Minji's number. JK, Minji, where are you? Jungkook asked once the call connected. Min, I am on a shoot. Why? She answered her tonally and clapped as if she were running on fumes. JK, the surrogate mother's procedure is today. Mom asked if he would come. Jungkook said, his voice devoid of emotion. Men, I'm not needed there, am I? You and I both know this isn't a normal marriage. It's just a business agreement. I didn't have to pretend to care about this. Just tell your mother I'm busy and I will make it up to her. Minji replied dismissively before abruptly ending the call. Jungkook stared at the phone for a moment before stepping it back into the pocket. His face remained expressionless as he returned to his mother. JK, Minji is at her shoot. He informed her. JK, she said, she is busy, but I will make it up to you later. His mother let out a frustrated sigh, rubbing her temple. Mrs. Jeon, how important can that shoot be? She is prioritizing her career over being present for such an important moment. Honestly, this is because she doesn't want to ruin her figure by having a child herself. She muttered, her disappointment clear. JK, she is an actress. It's natural for her to feel that way. Jungkook replied coolly. Mrs. Yang, perhaps, but this agreement was supposed to be a union of our family. How come she is so detached? His mother said, shaking her head. Mrs. Yan, are you sure the surrogate is healthy enough to carry the child? This cannot fail. Jungkook, it would bring shame to our family. She came. I'm sure, mother. I personally reviewed his health records. He is fit to carry the child. Jungkook replied while taking a sip of tea in front of him. Mrs. Yan, good. His mother said, sipping her tea as well. Meanwhile, in the just relax, Mr. Kim. The pros will be quick, the doctor said kindly, noticing his discomfort. Yes, doctor. Taehyung stammered, forcing a smile. His hand stumbled slightly as he clasped them together, trying to steady himself. Taehyung closed his eyes. That day, flashing in his mind, I found a job. It will cover Ani's operation, they had announced excitedly when he arrived at the hospital earlier. Secretly, Hobie had waited outside while Taehyung shared the news. But how did you find something like that? His mother asked, her voice filled with relief but also worry. It's complicated, ma, but don't worry, it's nothing silly, I promise. Just trust me, okay? Taehyung replied, responding to reassure her. She studied him for a moment, concern evident in her eyes, but eventually sighed and nodded. If you say so, I trust you, but promise me you will explain everything later. Of course, ma, he said cheerfully, tugging her tightly. Before leaving town, had added, I will be staying at my workplace for about 2 months. After that, I will come back, okay? Don't worry, it's safe. His mother hesitated before nodding. All right, just promise me this job isn't dangerous, and if it requires too much from you, don't push yourself too hard. You are my son, and I don't want to get you hurt. Hearing her words, Taehyung flinched internally. He was, in fact, using his body for this job, but he had no choice. His sister's life depended on it. Don't worry, Ma. I will be fine, he replied, though his voice very slightly. His mother patted her cheek gently. Before leaving the room, Taehyung bent down to kiss his unconscious sister's forehead. Goodbye, honey. Stay strong, okay? I will see you soon, he whispered as he lay on the hospital bed now. The doctor's voice brought him back to the present. Relax, Mr. Kim, the doctor said softly, noticing his uneasy. Taehyung first smiled himself to take a deep breath. This is for honey, this is for her, he repeated in his mind like a mantra, his fingers clenching at his sides as he braced himself. Sorry, he murmured, his voice trembling. Don't worry, you are doing great. We will begin now, the doctor assured him gently. And Taehyung held into his courage, knowing that this decision, as terrified as it is, was the only way to save his family. Knock, knock. Taehyung stays awake at the sound of the knock on the door. After the artificial the previous day, they had been instructed to rest at the hospital for a few hours, exhausted from the overthinking and of emotion. Taehyung had immediately drifted off to sleep. Later, he was taken to Jungkook's mansion and told to rest. He answered, his voice still thick with sleep. Did you bring it here? Yes, sir, the servant replied. Taehyung scrambled out of bed, hurried to the door, opening it and revealed a maid holding a tray of food. You don't have to trouble yourself bringing this up. I could have gone to the dining room to eat, Taehyung said with a polite smile, taking the tray from her hands. It's no trouble, sir. This dining table isn't used often anyways. Mr. Jian leaves the house early without breakfast, the servant explained with a small bow. Taehyung frowned. He doesn't eat breakfast. That's bad for his health. And where is Mrs. Minji? Is she not home? Taehyung asked, his curiosity spilling out. The servant hesitated, going again. I'm sorry, sir, I don't know the details, she said with a polite smile. If you will excuse me, Oh, right, thank you for bringing this, he said, bowing slightly in return. After closing the door, Taehyung let out a sigh. This household is really strange, he muttered before sitting down to eat his breakfast. They have such a big house, but it's an empty. Taehyung mumbled to himself as he wandered into the garden after finishing his meal. Taehyung felt restless, unsure of how to spend his time at his previous job. He would barely had a moment to breathe, yet the pay was meager. Now he was earning an enormous amount of money, but all Taehyung was required to do was rest. It felt unsettling. Spotting a bench under the shade of a tree, Taehyung walked over and sat down with a heavy sigh. The warmth of the morning sun kissed the skin, and for the first time in a long while he felt himself relax. When was the last time I had a moment like this? He whispered, closing his eyes and leaning back against the bench. Probably not since A wave of nostalgia hit Taehyung, bringing a small smile to his lips. "They am not used to this," he admitted. "A lot, Tae. I have always been busy working, running around, trying to make ends meet. Sitting still like this feels weird." Taehyung opened his eyes, staring up at the clear sky. "Well, I choose this. I have to make it count." 3 hours later, Taehyung was still sitting on the bench, aimlessly watching the garden. He had sighed more times than he could count. "Tae, what should I do now? Should I call Ma?" he mumbled to himself, fiddling with his fingers. Suddenly, Taehyung jolted in surprise as he noticed someone standing beside the bench. It was a maid, quietly watering the plants. "Oh, hi, Mr. Kim," the maid greeted him with a smile. "Hi," he stammered awkwardly, catch off guard. "Sorry for the startling you," said with a soft laugh. "You seemed so lost in your thought that you didn't even notice me." Oh, come over this. "Sorry," they replied, scratching his back of the neck. She clenched and turned back to her work, but Taehyung hesitated, biting his lip before speaking. Can I ask you something?" "Why did they hire a surrogate if Mr. Jian has a wife?" he asked hesitantly, lowering his voice as no one else could hear. The maid blinked, then sat down. The hostess she was holding and sat beside the maid. "Well, Madam is an actress, as you probably know," she began. "Maid, she didn't want to go through pregnancy because it might affect her career and her appearance. That's understandable for someone in her line of work." Taehyung nodded slowly, though he still felt unsettling. But the maid nodded. Taehyung's heart sank. "Oh," he whispered. They hadn't expected that. His tension he would notice between Jungkook and Minji suddenly made more sense. "Maid, sorry if I'm gossiping too much," the maid said with a nervous laugh, standing up there. "By the way, I am Yun. If you ever need someone to talk to, you will usually find me here." "Thank you, Yun," Taehyung said with a small smile. He watched as she returned to her work, then stood and wandered back inside. It was nearly lunchtime and he decided to check the kitchen when Taehyung entered. The cook turned to him with a smile. "Can I help you, sir?" Actually, I was wondering if I could help you," Taehyung said sheepishly. The cook smiled within, but he shook his head. "Thank you for the offer, sir, but Mr. Jian has instructed us not to let you exert yourself with choos." Taehyung sighed in defeat. "I see. Thank you. Anyway," they said before heading to the dining room. Sitting down, he pulled out his phone and immediately thought of his sister. He had wired the money for her surgery the day before. He didn't check incense, dialing his mother's number. They waited anxiously as the phone rang. "Hello, Ma. How is honey?" he asked as soon as she answered. "She is fine now. The surgery went good and she is stable," his mother said, her voice brimming with relief. They felt a weight lifted off his chest. "That's great news, but son, are you really okay there?" his mother asked, her voice laced with worry. "The amount you sent was huge. You are not doing anything dangerous, are you?" Clenches softly. No, ma. I promise it's nothing like that. I am being taken care of very well here. She sighed in relief. All right, but promise me you will explain everything when you came home. I promise, he said warmly. I love you, ma. Take care of Annie for me. I love you too, son. Stay safe. Taehyung leaned back in the chair, a wide smile on his face. For the first time in years, he felt like he could breathe. His sister was safe and his family's burden was finally released. I should thank Mr. Jian and Mrs. Jian. He muttered. Then an idea struck him. I will cook something for them. Excited, he clapped. It's a plan, he said to himself just as his lunch arrived. Thank you. They prepared the cook, diving into his meal with renewed energy. To be continued. What do you think? What is the real reason behind this surrogacy? Also, what do you think? What is gonna be Jungkook's reaction when he will find out they cook for him? Hope you will enjoy it. See you again. Bye bye.